Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry and Rob here. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry. I was waiting on you.
And we are coming at you from the Podcast Palace in a pre-blizzard Norman, Oklahoma.
Post-Cotton Bowl butt whooping.
Where?
We are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. And Rob said it right. The Oklahoma Sooners are coming off of a pounding, thumping, dredging of the Florida Gators.
Skull dragging
from the very first drive. There was a little 5-minute
lull there,
yeah. In between, but it's
okay,
but then it ended up as just a thumping, 55-20.
It really was 55-13.
Yeah, true.
I mean, they scored that last touchdown on all the seconds and thirds.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts, Rob? Came over to the house, enjoyed some good food, and I hope good company, and we watched the game. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, I certainly was surprised because you know how sometimes I say it's either Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Well, whichever one the badass one is, that's the one that showed up, and I'm so happy about that because you know what, they did a whole lot better than I thought they were going to do. Really the nerves, and we got some young guys. They played like they were just pros.
Yeah.
I mean, they just played out of their minds. I mean, we gashed them every play, it seemed like. I mean, there was a little bit of a lull there where we were off just a little bit, didn't click or whatever.
My bad. It was my bad.
Terry went out onto the.
I went out on the patio. Didn't need to go out on the patio. Went out on the patio for a moment, and Spencer fumbled the ball. My bad. And so I came back in. We had 2 series in a row. It was kind of my,
But the defense, Terry, played out of its mind.
Well, here's the thing. Oklahoma, I don't care who was missing from whose team. Oklahoma won that game in the trenches.
Oh, yeah.
Offensive line literally obliterated the Florida defense. And basically the same with the defensive line. They could not run the ball.
They couldn't run it, but we wasn't getting a whole lot of pass rush in there for a while.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's still, we just manhandled them in the trenches. Oklahoma ends up with 435 yards rushing.
Cotton Bowl record.
Is
there any other record in there?
I think so. Let me pull out my phone off.
It was impressive, no doubt about it. And you know what? Caleb said it during the game. He was saying, I hope Ramondre doesn't go for that many yards because maybe then he won't go to the pros. He still hasn't announced, but, when you come off of a 180-yard rushing game, that's a pretty good little addition to your resume, wouldn't you say?
Yep. 684 total yards, a Cotton Bowl and Oklahoma Bowl record. 435 rushing yards, a Cotton Bowl record. 10.9 yards per rush. Just say 11. 11. That's
11 yards per carry.
That is a Cotton Bowl record. 55 points, OU Bowl record. Tied the Cotton Bowl record. 35-point margin of victory. OU Bowl record ties an OU Bowl record. So the other thing is Rob, Oklahoma averaged 10 yards per pass. Okay, so basically we averaged, you put the two together, we averaged 10.5 yards per play. 10.5 yards per play. Is that ridiculous or what?
Well, that vaunted SEC defense,
yeah,
they just shut us down all night. So.
Oh, yeah. The great SEC, all the talk, and how many times, and I know, Dusty Dvorak was on there. He's just doing his job. But how many times in the night did we have to hear about him missing?
If I got to hear it one more time, Terry, I'm going to vomit.
It was just that wasn't the reason why it was a skull dragging.
No.
It was not the reason why.
No, we caught as many passes as they did.
Yeah.
So, come on. Our defense caught as many passes.
Yeah, the game opens up with Oklahoma going down on a 5-play drive to score.
It was only 5 plays?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I think so, yeah. First and 10 at the OU 21, second and 5, first and 10 at the Florida 49, first and 10 at the Florida 33, second and 4 at just something like that.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
But 2 plays into Florida's first possession, interception, pick six.
You gotta love that. That was so sweet. It doesn't. You can write it any better than that.
7 plays into their next possession, interception. Let's see here. What does that say?
I will give them this. They drove the ball on us a little bit, and then we would pick it off, or they'd fumble, or whatever happened. But they were moving the ball on us some. But that I think that's the defense that we were in.
Yeah,
we were in a kind of a bend don't break type defense, and it's very aggravating to Sooner fans, or it was to you and I. We're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
But they bent a little bit, but they did not break, and then they tightened up in the third quarter. Man, they really shut them
down. 10 plays into Florida's next possession, interception. What is our name for Flask?
Oh, yeah, I can't believe you were calling him Flask, Terry. That's just so rude. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Kyle Trask throws 3 interceptions in their first 3 possessions. He had 5 interceptions the entire year. Oklahoma almost matches that. And then Oklahoma's next possession is where I screwed up, went out on the patio, and Spencer Ryder fumbles. Then we go through, I guess in that first quarter, was it the first? Yeah, first quarter into the third quarter, just that little bit of a lull that we all got upset, going, we're going to wind up losing this game. Nothing's going right, and Ramondre fumbles.
Quickly we turned on him.
Yeah, and then, then we dropped 14 points. In the second quarter, 10 points in the third quarter, shut them out in the third quarter, and 14 points to bring up that grand total of 55 points. Dan Mullen cried like a little bee-yaw.
Oh, my gosh. How embarrassing for that. Him and that program. The whole state of Florida ought to be ashamed of that.
Yeah. I mean, basically, everybody, I'm sure you've all, read his comments. It was, that wasn't the 2020 football team that you saw. There were 25 guys missing from the 2020 football team out there tonight. This was just kind of a kickstart for us for the future, an opportunity for the young guys. Come on. I mean, any common sense would have said, hey, yeah, we came out here a little bit shorthanded, but we got our tail ends kicked.
Yeah, if you get your butt kicked, you just own up to it, don't you? You don't just start,
It's not like the athletes that they had out there playing were scrubs.
Right. Yeah, you didn't pick them up from Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, these were the same.
Who beat Texas, by the way.
The same number, same number of stars below their names as a lot of Oklahoma players had. So, I was looking on some stuff. Dan Mullen lobbied to have a full stadium during the pandemic. He then caught the disease. He dressed up like Darth Vader. He lost a game because his player threw a shoe. He lost the championship game. He gets blown out in a half-assed attempt in a bowl game. That's the Florida season.
Yeah, they put 45 points on Alabama, right?
Yeah.
And they were only able to muster 13 against us?
Yeah.
Huh.
Another Twitter guy, TJ Eckert, put out, he's a reporter, Florida coach Dan Mullen tonight after getting embarrassed. The last game, and this, like I said, the last game this 2020 played was 11 days ago. We didn't have to play. That's the other quote. I thought our scout team guys play well. And he says, I didn't think it was possible, but Dan Mullen's quotes are more embarrassing than his team played.
Wow, that's a good one. You got to love that. Very nice. Yeah, just just suck it up. You know, hey, we didn't have our best game today, whatever. But start crying like a little girl. No offense to the girls that cry, but I mean, come on, man. We played a fantastic football game. You can't even say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah, but Oklahoma came out and did something against, regardless of whether it was full of second team or anything else. The SEC runner-up got it handed to them on national TV. And here's my thought too, Rob. What do you think about this? What does it say about Florida's program that so many players did opt out, that they didn't have? I mean, Oklahoma had got, Creed Humphreys opted, he announced today he's going pro.
Right.
Best center in the country, did not have to play. We all know it. Didn't have to play. And he did, for the loyalty to his.
So if I'm on that team, I take it personally.
Yeah.
Because you've been saying all year long you're part of this team or part of this family, and then you're not going to back us up when we need you the most.
Right. So what's it say about the culture of that program that the players were so quick? However many it was, I don't know how many it was. What did it end up, 7 or 8?
7 or 8, yeah.
That starters or whatever, key contributors. What does that say about your program that many guys were willing to go, hey, we're not going to play in this game. It doesn't mean anything. It does, and it doesn't.
To those guys that were getting their butt kicked, and wishing they had receivers out there that catch the ball.
No, or it was just. It was an embarrassment to Florida.
But I'm going to say
Dan Mullen was an embarrassment to Florida.
Sure.
The team, I don't think, was. They just got outmanned, and I don't think it would have been much different.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
If they had anybody.
It might have been a little bit closer, but we're still going to win that football game. I don't care if they got everybody or not.
Yeah, it's somebody put out on one of my tweets today that, Oklahoma wouldn't have scored that much if Florida would have had the ball more. Excuse me, just a second here.
Yeah, they had the ball more than we did.
Yes, they had the ball 33 minutes to Oklahoma's 26.
And something?
And we still outscored them by a oogly googly.
We had 3 picks, right?
Yep.
Well, 2 of them. One of them was definitely on a hurried. I mean, he's running for his life. It doesn't matter who's playing receiver. We're still getting that one.
Yeah.
And the other one was tipped.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, one of them was and the other one was a bad throw by Flask.
It doesn't matter if Jerry Rice is your wide receiver, we're still getting those picks.
Yeah.
So don't hand me that. If my no, I'm not gonna say that on air, but I was gonna say if my aunt had boy parts, she'd be my uncle. Right?
Right.
Okay.
That is correct.
So just you get beat, you just say, you know what, we got beat.
Wish we'd have had the other guys here, but this is what it is. Take your butt kicking,
but also when a team plays fantastic against you, like we played outstanding.
Right.
I mean, 10.5 per touch. That's
crazy.
Good football.
Crazy.
Right? And Ramondre, what a beast.
My gosh. 186 yards rushing. I hope he stays. I know he's not, but I hope he stays.
Now, let me say this, Terry. We were whining a little bit when we lost to Kansas State because we didn't have Ramondre, we didn't have Ronnie Perkins.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's the same because, I don't want to. But honestly, now you can see that Ramondre is just a whole nother level back than what we were running against Kansas State and Iowa State. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Ramondre, he didn't even have the best stats.
Oh, I know.
Seth McGowan averaged 73 yards a carry.
That's because he had one carry, right? Listen, I like the way he got through the line, but he got trucked. He got run down.
Stevenson had 18 carries for 186 yards, 10.3 average. Marcus Major, 9 carries for 110 yards, 12.2 yards per carry. Seth McGowan, 1 carry for 73 yards per carry. Spencer got out there on the edge, 7 carries for 40 yards, 5.7. Well, Mikey Henderson averaged 18 yards per carry.
On one? one pass reception, I think, for like 2 yards. So he had 20 yards on the night. Not bad.
Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different receivers caught passes.
Wow.
Seth McGowan, well, not receivers, Oklahoma players caught passes. Seth McGowan had 3 for 70 yards. Rambo had 2 for 45. Weiss had 1 for 36. Mims had 1 for 27. Drake Stoops had 2 for 21. Trajan had 2 for 19. Jeremiah Hall 1 for 12. Stogner 1 for 12. And that's crazy that they said that he had developed a staph infection in that bruise.
In that muscle.
Was it staph? Yeah, they said staph infection.
That's terrible.
Whew.
Hey, let me ask you this real quick. After Pledger left,
who
is in your mind the number 2 back? Was it Seth McGowan, or was it Marcus Major? Was it Henderson, or Jeremiah Hall? One of those guys. Who do you think was the number 2 guy?
No, what are you saying?
Well, okay. Obviously, Ramonde's our number 1.
Right.
Pledger was 2.
Right.
Pledger left.
Yeah.
Who filled that number 2 role? I mean, in your mind, who do you think it was? McGowan?
McGowan, yeah.
That's what everybody thought.
Yeah.
Marcus Major's going to be your number 2.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
He's for real. Not to take anything away from Seth McGowan, because he's pretty good too. But if it came down to that's our only 2 backs next year, Marcus Major's going to be the number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a bad boy.
Yeah. Defense, Pat Fields, 7 solo tackles. Asamoah, 6 solo tackles. Turner Yell, 4 solo tackles. Woody Washington, 4. Ngabwe, 4. Benito, why did it just shift on me? Had 3, and I got something coming through the deal.
Yep.
Where the heck is that coming from?
It's all them websites you got pulled up there, Terry.
Where'd my go back next? Let's see. Benito had a sack.
And that's the only sack we had, right?
Yeah, only sack we had.
So they did a pretty good job of protecting him.
Yeah.
I mean, we were getting back there and we were rushing him. But for us to only have 1 sack, I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Tackles for loss, we had 4. Quarterback hurries, 5. And defensive touchdowns, 1. Do you think Grinch is happy with his defenses?
If he's not, he's crazy.
If he's not, he's a hard-to-please man.
Hard-to-please man. We go from worst we got to be top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job. Although Florida had a lot of yards against. What they had 400, whatever did you say?
I got team stats back up here.
486 or something like that.
They had total 521 yards.
Okay,
but they had the ball 33 minutes. They had 200.
Still though, that's quite a bit of yards. That's a great bend no break.
Yeah, 271 yards passing and 250 yards rushing through 3 interceptions. That's the difference in your game.
Yep.
Well, more than that, but I mean, that's what.
Really, it is though.
Yeah.
I mean, we gave the ball in twice.
Yeah,
but
we fumble it twice. But man, so another thing. Did you see the fight?
No.
The Tulsa fight?
Oh no, I didn't see that. I heard about it though.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Did Tulsa win or lose?
They lost.
Dang it.
Yeah, they lost by 2 points, and it was really. When you watch it, I was watching it on the halftime show of this Army West Virginia game, and they were talking about it was really like 4 guys. The whole team was involved because there was a bunch of them trying to pull people off. But, one guy.
Did they at least win the fight?
One guy kicked a Tulsa player in the head and took off running. He'd fallen down and he kicked him, took off running.
Who'd they play again?
Mississippi State. Mike Leach's crew. So. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. But things were said at the end of the game, and I'm sure during the game that just kept boiling up, and boom. looking here on Twitter to see if there's anything that's popped up since the last time, because really we don't have a lot to say other than oh, we won.
I just loved it. I mean, you and I were talking before the game started, and I said, man, Terry, I really wish we just pound them into the dirt so that nobody can come back and say, oh, well, we'd have beat y'all had we had these people, but they're still saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, you did it because we didn't have anybody, we didn't have our best players. Enjoy your, Oklahoma last year didn't have their best players in the LSU game.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have changed if they would have?
Nope.
Probably not the outcome, but it probably wouldn't have been an arse kicking.
Might have been a little closer.
A little closer,
They're
a little
still
more
gonna beat us,
interesting.
though.
They're still going to beat us.
Yep.
We didn't sit around and go, well, we had all these people. Now, we do with the national championship loss to Florida, because that's just a downright
DeMarco
fact.
Murray. I mean, he was an all-pro. Come on. These guys that didn't play for them yesterday, until they make all-pro, you can't say that.
Yeah.
DeMarco Murray was a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
But, it was – I don't know. I say I don't understand, what's how people are, or how people can be that way. But, I do. I mean, I get it, but still, I mean,
I've seen an LSU guy.
For your head coach to be that way is embarrassing.
Right. I seen an LSU guy tweet at Florida football today and said, when we beat you guys, we had 21 or 22 guys out or whatever it was, or I can't remember the tweet now, but basically shut your pie hole and go back to Florida,
Yeah. But, yeah, and like I said, the tweet I put out, which is going viral, by the way, 435 rushing yards because Florida didn't have their best receivers in the game.
Right.
We got like over 2,000 likes and 460.
Yeah, I'd like to see the look on that linebacker's face that said that we were not at their level.
Well, we weren't.
You're right.
We weren't. We
were
above.
Want to be that far down.
Come on, give the guy credit.
He was right.
He was right. We weren't at Florida's level.
Yep.
It was an embarrassment that we could score that many points on a team. Good Lord, Ramondre Stevenson is a big dude. I'm sitting here looking at this picture of him putting that stiff arm.
You wouldn't think there would be that much difference between a 200-pound running back and a 250-pound running back, but there is.
There is, yeah.
Especially one that he can move like a small guy, right? Spinning and juking.
Yeah, he was putting some Barry Sanders moves on him out there.
Had he played all year long, Terry, you think he's on on the stage?
Oh yeah,
for the Heisman.
Yeah,
I think there's a chance that he could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what his total season stats were and how many games, but, you probably could double it at least.
Well, we even got some Miami and Florida State fans jumping in on some of the stuff. Some guy thanked Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, a Florida State fan thanked Oklahoma and Oklahoma State for beating the state of Florida. A Seminoles fan did, and then it looks like a Miami fan posted another deal. Seminoles 0-52 at being decent at anything.
Oh, man. A little in-state rivalry going there, huh? We don't have one of those, so we wouldn't know.
No, we wouldn't know. We don't have an in-state rival. Somebody just posted I guess he's a Gator fan. Yeah, Kayak Gator. He just posted the national championship winning pass, Tim Tebow jump pass. I was like, that has nothing to do with you getting your ass kicked last night.
Yeah, they beat us that year.
Yeah,
but guess what? We smoked y'all this year, so shut your mouth.
I did. Have you heard any of Plank's?
Just a little bit. I was listening to a little bit of the post game show with Toby, and
did a good job from all of that.
From what I heard, it sounded great. Yeah.
Yeah, they posted.
We knew he would.
Oh yeah,
he's fantastic. So
he's at another level.
We're not on his level, Terry.
No, we're not. Like I said, we keep telling these guys that we'll do we'll carry cords, clipboards, pens.
Yeah.
For them for free.
I'll hold your cup of coffee if that, whatever.
Yeah, but no. Let's see here. Oh my God, I told you the SEC is a cult. 5 reasons why Florida won the Cotton Bowl.
Oh
by
boy,
Jimmy Gene Williams.
This is a Florida guy?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Some 30 minutes after the whistle of the 2020 version, the Florida Gators entered in the shining halls of AT&T. Owning the fact
Somebody
that
should tell him that the team with the highest score wins. That's how that works.
Here are 5 reasons why Dan Mullens' exceptional 2020 Gator squad could argue they actually won the Cotton Bowl.
Okay.
1, the bowl system took conference's best teams, Alabama, and their second best team, Texas A&M. While the Big 12 offered up their premium squad, presumably, if Oklahoma State had been in the stadium last night facing off against Florida, we could be talking about a different outcome. Ditto if Alabama had stepped in there for the Gator Brethren, as Mark Jones and Devontae Smith represent an upgrade similar to Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits over the inferior fast food equivalent of the American South.
What is he talking about?
Don't know. This guy's an idiot.
Was he stoned when he wrote this?
Apparently.
Huh.
He's basically saying...
if we played Alabama, they'd have won.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how does that affect Florida? Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really following his train of thought there. His logic doesn't seem to be sound to me, Terry.
Yeah, this guy's I'm just reading through this right now. I can't even repeat it. I am now dumber.
For having read that?
Yeah, for having read that. Thank you, Jimmy Gene. Well, okay, first off, Jimmy Gene.
Well,
Jimmy Gene Williams.
Are you trying
SEC
to say that his
blogger.
mom was also his cousin?
He may be his own grandpa.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh, it's just ridiculous. I mean, what's being said out there?
I know.
By some of these guys.
I mean, they can't just say. But I'm gonna go ahead and give props to Oklahoma because they played a fantastic football game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can whine and cry like little girls all you want to. Again, no offense to little girls that cry. But at least
I don't think any little girls listen to our podcast. Okay. So maybe the ladies that listen to it, if they're offended, Rob, because you cried when you were a little girl, Rob doesn't mean any offense by it.
Okay.
Does that sound better?
That sounds better. But at the very least, they could say, you know what? And Oklahoma played a great game.
Yeah.
Because we did.
Yeah. And there's been some of them. I'm not going to say all the Florida fans have been turds. There's been some of them. But and even like I said, what Dan Mullen could have said was, we got handled out there. I would have liked to seen us had the other players out here to maybe we could have got had a different result. But credit where credit's due. Oklahoma brought their team. I didn't. That's the big deal. You didn't bring your team. That's your fault that you got guys not willing to stand up as a team and play.
If one or two guys can make the difference in the ball game, then I'm sorry, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Kyle Flask was the or whatever his name is, most prolific quarterback in college football this year, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
And we picked him 3 times.
Yeah, in 3 minutes.
Yeah. So come on, bro.
So, what are your thoughts, Rob, on the bowl stuff? I know you and I have talked about it, but are the bowls becoming nothing now? And they're going to have to expand the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Because you're going to see more of this stuff happening of guys of the elite programs. And, this year, Florida was an elite program. They were a good football team, just like Oklahoma. These teams that have these elite teams, the top 10 or 12, however high you want to go up, anything below the playoffs isn't worth it for these guys.
They're all opting out, just like you've seen. If your team is not really a team, apparently Florida was not really a team because all those guys saying, "Oh yeah, you don't mean enough to me for me to play in that game with you." It's the way I feel about it.
That's how I feel about it.
And I take it a little personally because, I've been a part of a team, and it's all, there's no I in team, Terry. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think they got to do something to make it to keep these guys playing. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You're just hurting the college. You're hurting your teammates. And
yeah. I mean, and I mean, what's the difference? I mean, and this is new. I mean, it's become rare. It's not something that used to happen very often. But I would get it if it was the what are we watching here? The AutoZone Liberty Bowl. I would kind of get it there, but I mean, you got a chance to play in a New Year's Six Bowl, the premier game of the night, the only game being showed. Play, 2 premier programs, and you go, I'm not going to play. What else are you going to do?
Well, just
the chances of you getting hurt in one football game to ruin your entire pro career are nil.
Well, it could happen. It could happen. But you know what? Your teammates, your buddies, the guys that you've been playing with all year, they got embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because, a little bit because you weren't there.
Yeah. How many times do you think any of them tweeted them after or messaged them after the game?
I'll bet you there's hard
Dude,
feelings.
Thanks, man. Look at this. Had you been here, maybe not.
That's what Dan Mullens said.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan Mullens said it out loud. We didn't have our team here. So,
yeah.
Basically, if they were here, we'd have beat Oklahoma. No, you wouldn't have.
No, you wouldn't have.
Nope.
No. They were not going to make up. Those 4 guys did not make up, 35 points. So, period. Not going to, But, well, Rob, some people asked us to get one out. They wanted to hear our thoughts. So, do you have any other thoughts on it? Because I don't think we need to do a big full hour.
No, not really. I think that it just degrades the whole deal. What Mullen said, taking away from Oklahoma that we played such a fantastic game. It aggravates me, but I'm so happy that my Sooners came out and put 4 quarters together and just played their lights out.
Yeah, and it's great going into. I mean, people are already talking about Oklahoma should be looking at this game. Okay, and I've seen it from more than one person looking at this game. Oklahoma should be in the playoffs next year, and probably the preseason ranked number 1, the team to beat next year.
Absolutely. We've already lost Creed, so hopefully that isn't a problem. But if everybody else would come back, I mean, we would have to be preseason 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We?
Oh, yeah.
Because, just for the fact that we got Spencer Rattler, who is he's going to be.
And Caleb's going to come in and push him like he's never been pushed before for a starting position.
You better believe he will, which is good.
Yeah.
Competition is good at that spot. Keeps them on their toes.
Yeah.
But, obviously we need the running back, and certainly we would like to have, Perkins and
Stevenson,
Perrion, Winfrey in the middle. With the addition of who's the guy that was hurt, had the blood clot? Oh,
I know you're talking about.
Sooner Lisa.
Sooner, we are sorry. You're going to call her?
I'm going to call her.
Okay, hold on. We're going to call Sooner Lisa and get this name so she won't have to yell at us during the podcast. Put her on speaker, please.
So what's his name? It's not Ronnie. It's well, you know who I'm talking about, though.
Yeah,
he's a defensive end.
Yeah, I saw him a couple of times out at dinner during this time.
Oh yeah.
Answer the phone, Lisa.
I am. Oh my God.
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm answering my phone.
Oh, okay. Hey, who's the defensive end that's coming back next year? They had a blood clot in his leg.
Redmond.
Oh, Redmond. Never mind, we got it.
We got it.
Thanks,
Lisa.
It.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Jalen Redmond. That's it.
Jalen Redmond. Yeah. Whew, yeah, we're going to be tough up front if we get all those guys back.
Dude, we're going to be better than tough. It'd be the best D line in the country.
Yeah.
I mean,
without a doubt.
Probably without, besides Alabama. Or Clemson.
I don't know.
Clemson may struggle next year, although their backup apparently is going to be really good.
Well, again, we've talked about it, being at that level. I think Oklahoma is at the level where, I think for the next foreseeable many years, Oklahoma is going to be in the playoffs.
We're going to be in the mentions, no doubt about it.
Without a doubt, and But it's this is it was a no-win situation for Oklahoma, except the way they played. Oklahoma made it a win-win situation.
We overcame that.
Yeah.
Because you and I both said it's a lose-lose.
Right.
Because if we lose, then, you lost to a middle-of-the-pack team. If you win, well, you beat one of our worst teams.
Yeah, but we didn't we whooped them.
And it wasn't just about the score. We looked like one of the top 4 teams in the country, Terry.
Yeah, we looked like juggernauts.
Looked like we could have been in the playoff. Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there were people that talked about that after the game.
Yeah.
That looking at this team, they would give any of those top 4 teams, any of those playoff teams a run for their money.
Yeah, and probably beat Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Yeah. But, well, like I said, people wanted to hear our thoughts and DM'd us about, hey, drop a podcast. So there you go. Those are our thoughts on the 2020 season, the Cotton Bowl. Looking forward to it. We're going to take about a month off before we start getting some guests back on, recoup.
Think about this, Terry. We are just a few hours away from this trash
year,
dumpster fire of a year is gone.
Yeah. I'm ready. COVID gone, everything else gone, everything get back to normal. Full stadiums holding. Okay, there you go. Army was holding the guy, but it's going to be better. 2021 is going to be better. I know that Mad Max was set in 2021. The Road Warrior was set in 2021.
I'm getting my
but it's going to be better. We're going to have spring football. We're going to get to see the Heisman statues put out this year. The Selman Brothers statue put out this year.
Oh, yeah. I cannot wait for that. Yeah. Actually, I'm looking more forward to that statue.
Oh, yeah, really?
I mean, nothing against Baker or Kyler, but I am really looking forward to seeing that statue go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we got some big things coming in Oklahoma over the next year at Oklahoma football, and I can't wait. But that's it. That's the podcast, our Cotton Bowl podcast. We appreciate everybody listening. We'll see you on the end of January. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
Hey, hold on. Ho. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, jeez. What you doing, Terry?